Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're returning. So I'm just showing you here, I have my coffee, and today we're going to do a set on myself, a pop-off method. I'm going to try this new pop-off method that I see other people doing. I'm just showing you the stuff I'm using. These tips are 5-star, they're my favorite tips of all time. So these are the products I'm going to be using. I'll go into more detail as we go. This is the design I'm going for. You guys, okay, so I'm going to try to get this voiceover done, and I have to be outside because there's TV and other things going on in the house, but I just really want to get this out to you guys. It has taken me days, okay, days. I did these nails on Tuesday, and today is Friday or Saturday, I don't even know. So yeah, this pop-off method, a lot of people use it. This did not work for me. I had to drill these nails off today because I had a client come, actually last night, sorry. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They lasted 3 days and were not budging at all. So I had to drill them off, like remove them, which ended up taking off some of my gel, my hard gel that I have, just because it was nighttime and I didn't see what I was doing, but it's time to replace that anyway. So I might make a video of how to redo your gel when it gets to be in the condition that they are now. So I'm using this nail glue to glue the tips on instead of regular glue. I don't know why, it's just because it's the method I saw, and so I tried it. So what I'm doing is just curing it, what they call flash cure, just for a few seconds in this light. So what I'll do is I'll put it under here for about 5 seconds, and then I'll let go of it to see if it's glued yet. And if it's kind of glued and a little bit loose, I'll pull it away so I can make sure it's straight before I cure it all the way. And I'll cure it another like 10 seconds just to keep it in place, and when I'm done with all of them and I know they're straight, then I'll put it in my light for 60 seconds. And here I'm just going through and taking off the excess glue, so it looks like I'm going on my natural nail and not just blending the tip, but I'm blending down those lumps of glue that seeped out, and also blending into the natural size. And you can see how slow my drill bit is going because I'm actually stopping it if I put any pressure. And again, there's top coat on there, so I'm not doing that to my natural nail. I just want to make sure you guys know that. Don't do that to your natural nail. Be careful if you're using a sanding band on your natural nail, which I wasn't. I'm showing you the sidewall there, how it needs to be blended. That's why I'm pausing. Right here, I'm going to cut off only the number, and the only reason I'm cutting off anything is because typically with the pop-off method, I can't do this step right here where I file off that little stub that's usually, the little spot of, I don't know, plastic that's on the end of all tips. Young Nails monomer, some swipe, cleaning off the dust. So I usually just clip it off because filing it off isn't, it like immediately breaks my pop-off seal. So I had done a poll and asked you guys if you wanted a longer video showing more of the process and you want to watch things from start to finish, or did you want a quick video? So today's video is longer, if you didn't notice already. I have things, some filing and some application slowed down to real time. So if you notice things are going slower or faster, that's just for the sake of the video. One, so you guys can see kind of more my real time, like this is in 1 1/4 time, not exactly real time because we'd have been here all freaking day. So, but this is more like my speed, FYI. And then you'll see, I didn't drag it out real time for all of it, so some of it will be going a little quicker than others. And since this is a tri ombre, I'm visually splitting my nail into thirds and so that's how I'm laying out this color. I'm making it a little bit more than a third because I know when I put the next color on, it's going to cover kind of the top of that, if that makes sense. Also, because I'm outside, I don't want to stop every single time a car goes by. I'm sitting outside the front of my house. Cars are going to drive by in my neighborhood. But if there's a helicopter or an ambulance, since I live by a hospital, I'll definitely shut that off. So the colors I chose, I wanted to do some pastels, Easter, spring colors. And you'll notice when I go in with this yellow that it's not really a pastel color. It's kind of more vibrant than the pink and green I chose, and that's because at the beginning I showed you that practice nail. I always make a practice nail if not a whole nail, at least I'll swatch it on my paper towel to see if the colors match. Like if I'm doing an ombre or if I'm matching a nude, I always, always, always do like a mini version of what I'm going to be doing to make sure my colors match. And when I had my pastel, a couple pastel yellows out, it was just with, when I put the pink over it, from the pink that I ombre over the yellow, first of all, it was completely covering it, and it blended out too much, so the yellow was not vivid after my pink ombre and after my clear top. So I needed to go with a more vibrant yellow, as well as, this is a green, but it's a pastel green. And when I put the yellow on it, in my mind, the vision I had was I wanted there to be a color change on the ombre. So the yellow that comes down over this mint green, I wanted it to make it a deeper green. I wanted there to be like 4 colors out of 3, if that makes sense. So, for example, if I had used primary colors, I could put a blue on the bottom and a yellow on the top, and the middle would turn to green because of the fade. Well, that would have been too many colors, and I didn't want primary colors. I wanted pastels. So all that being said, I had to use a brighter yellow that was not in the pastel range. Sometimes I slow it down to show you guys bead pickup as well. And sometimes I use my other brush that I showed you. I'm going to be using this Cara Sky brush and my Young Nails brush. Wow, I really do this squirrel thing where I go off topic, but sorry. It's hard to do a tutorial where you're just explaining what's on the screen, because that gets tedious when you're repeating the same process. So I'm not just going to explain, and now I'm swiping the color down the nail 5 times. So I have to talk about other things, and then I get interrupted because something else is happening on the screen. So I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. So anyway, you'll see when I lay the color down, the yellow will look a little too vibrant, like, whoa, that color doesn't match, and it's not in the pastel genre. But you'll see when I bring the pink down, and you'll see when the yellow starts blending into this green and makes a different color green. That's exactly what I was going for. Okay, also I wanted to let you guys know, in my last video, my acrylic was sticking to my brush. Both brushes, I wasn't sure if it was the monomer or the acrylic, although I was using Young Nails monomer and not polished acrylic. So then I thought it might be the gray, because I hadn't used that gray in a while. I'd used it before and that didn't happen. So I was trying to figure out what was making my acrylic stick to my brush. So I realized later, I've showed you guys the little cup that I use to soak my brushes in. And I've told you also that the monomer that I use to soak my brushes in is always a monomer that I've bought before, that I don't use, that's, just a mistake, stuff that sits on my shelf. So I'll put monomer in there that isn't my favorite, that I'm not using, and that's how I use that product up. Well, I realized after the next day, when I took my brushes out from soaking again, that I put monomer, the monomer I had in that cup to soak those brushes was a monomer I got, I don't know, over a year ago at the nail supply store, their brand. It's not MMA, it's definitely EMA, but it's like a super generic nail supply store monomer, which I don't know how I ever used that to begin with. The smell is absolutely horrid. I mean, like sweat sock smell. And yeah, that's what was making my acrylic stick to my brushes, because especially how I noticed that it stopped doing it after a few fingers, it's because that monomer was still in my brushes, you guys. That's exactly what was happening. So it wasn't the not polished color or the Young Nails monomer. Alright, so here we are using this yellow, which probably by now you guys have seen the color change that I was going for. And once I bring the pink down over it, it doesn't look so vibrant. It actually turns out being really good. I love having a range of colors to select from, because I'll have a design in my mind or some inspo that I see. You know what's also funny is I'll make something, and then before I've even finished editing it, I'll see someone else post something really similar, and I'll think, oh my gosh, now I'm going to look like a copycat. Tell me if you guys, if that happens to you. So how are you guys liking this slowed down and randomly slowed down and sped up stuff? Leave me like a note in the comments if you're liking more slowed down application. I know I loved watching that when I was watching more tutorials. It was my favorite part, the application. And when people would speed through it, it would be aggravating. But from the standpoint of making the video, you don't want to make a really long one that people don't want to watch. So a little trick I learned about ombres and Tao. I was watching Tao from Not Polish. She doesn't post YouTube tutorials anymore, but she still has several up. If you guys don't watch those or haven't watched those, go to Not Polish's YouTube and watch her tutorials. She's amazing. But when I put this next bead down, what she mentioned one time that helped me a lot when I started doing ombres is once you place your bead down, you're going to push it up to your cuticle or wherever you're placing it. Normally it's the cuticle because your ombre bead is up top. But what you drag down, you're going to put your brush in the center of that bead, and that's what you're going to drag down. That way you don't end up dragging down the whole bead that you placed. And that also makes your bead half the size, so you're only pulling down half of it, which gives that blend and thins out your bead to make the ombre. So when I put this one down, I'll try to show you that as I'm talking. So you're going to put your bead there, you're going to push it up towards your cuticle, and you're going to let it melt just a little bit, but what you pull down is only going to be half the bead. You see where my brush is at? And sometimes you have to pull down the whole bead because, you know, it's in a different position, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to put your brush in the middle and pull it down like that. So you're leaving your bead at the top where it should be and pulling down the thinnest part. So let me know in the comments if you guys are liking the slowed down version of this. And then I am going to be posting a couple videos after this. I have made a couple mentions, but I did get a few brand ambassadorships, you guys. I've been holding off saying anything because one of them asked me not to post until mid-March. And then I was waiting for packages and waiting to do the videos. So I have those videos done now. Well, 2 out of 3. So those will be the next one you guys see. 2 are just gel polishes. I think they are brands that offer ambassadorships to a lot of YouTubers, so it won't be anything surprising. But 1 is Acrylic, and that one I'm really excited for, and I will have discount codes for you guys for all of it, so that makes me really happy. And then I wanted to know, also in the comments, you guys let me know, have any of you guys gone to Nail Company Wholesale Supply, got yourself some Not Polished products? Let me know in the comments if you guys have gotten any of the things I recommended, or any of the tips that I give you guys here changed your game, any of the filing tips or bead pickup. And also let me know what else you want to see next, like what would help you. Also, I'm interested, any of you, I know several of you guys that subscribe to me and watch are also YouTubers yourself and make videos yourself. I want to know, so like for example, my wife just came out here where I'm at to smoke a cigarette, and do you feel awkward? Okay, where do you do your voiceovers? Do you wait till everybody's in bed? Do you, I mean, because it has to be kind of quiet, you know, or at least not with a bunch of background noise like my crappy one I'm doing right now outside, but do you get embarrassed? Because I literally felt like I could not talk correctly or say the things I wanted to say because she was sitting here. Not because she's judgmental or anything. I mean, we've been together forever, so nothing is embarrassing anymore, but I literally just feel shy and weird if anyone hears me doing my voiceovers. Tell me guys if you feel that way or if you experience it. I would love to know. And the ambassadorships, I'll just tell you guys now. So Born Pretty is one of the people that reached out to me for gel polishes. I don't use gel polishes, you guys. I mean, on my channel, have you seen me use gel polishes at all? No. Before I started doing tutorials, I did post some sets with gel polishes, like some French designs, some marble designs, and that kind of thing, so I know how to do them. I don't like it. Since I'm very, very, very artistically challenged, it's very hard for me to even draw an ombre. I'm sorry, not an ombre, I'm watching the screen. A Frenchie. I can do it, and I can do it pretty much in one take, but I hate it. I hate getting out a liner brush. I don't like it. I do like doing marbles with like blooming gel or blossom gel or whatever, and gel polishes, but I don't know, it kind of got played out there for a while, so I quit doing it. So I did not know what to do with these gel polishes. Born Pretty reached out to me. When a brand like that reaches out to you, yeah, they reach out to everybody. I don't care. I'm going to say yes. Like, I've been hoping for brand ambassadorships, because who doesn't want free products? Who doesn't want to get their name out there? Who doesn't want to earn a little bit of money doing what you love? And who doesn't want to be recognized? Who doesn't want to be plucked out of all the millions of people and reached out to? I mean, that was cool. You know, I don't care if they reach out to everybody and I'm just another person. It was cool. So of course I accepted. Plus it gives me an Amazon affiliate link, which lets you guys have a discount. And you know, the kits that they sell are only $13. So if I did get a commission, it would be, you know, super small. So that isn't even the point either. It's more like, holy smokes, you know, they found me, and they must have someone that just looks for small YouTubers, because I know they reach out to a lot. But to me, that's the beginning. Okay, if I take one and accept one, then that gets me an Amazon. I want an Amazon storefront, like, definitely. If I get an Amazon storefront, you guys are gonna like love it, because I'm gonna go through my entire mail room and put links to everything, because I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. Pretty much everything that isn't not polished, I get off Amazon. So that would be so cool to be able to share products with you guys and just say, oh, it's in my Amazon storefront. Yes, how cool, because when I'm watching somebody, I click on their Amazon storefront 100% of the time. And that's where I find products that aren't even mentioned in their videos. If I know they have an Amazon storefront, I'm going there, because I want to see what camera they use, what tripod they use, what light they use, like other stuff, not just nail stuff, you know? See, I'm getting all excited. So, yes, I accepted the Born Pretty. Then I got the polishes. They were cute. I did the video, and I just used them as marble on the nails I already had, which I didn't think looked very good. Then Rosalind, which is also another gel polish company, reached out to me, and I had a set from them, but they actually let me choose my colors. And so I chose some like dark nudes and browns. When they got here, they were like jelly, which I didn't expect. And the reason I chose darks and browns is because if I am going to do anything with gel polish, I like to do like a nude set with a darker brown Frenchie. And so that's why I chose like those colors, even though they're not like springtime colors. I have plenty of Easter and springtime colors. So I chose, because they let me have a choice, I chose darker colors, even though it's not the season. So when they got here, I was like, oh no, now I have to make something during spring with these fall colors and in gel polish. Oh my gosh. So I ended up using the colors that kind of look more summery to make like a fire. I wouldn't say fire, because again, I can't do flames, but like fire-ish blooming gel. But the next company, and I just got it in the mail today, I'm excited about. I'm an actual brand ambassador for a company, a woman-owned company who makes acrylics. So I haven't opened it yet, but I've seen other BAs open. She gave me a brand ambassadorship. I have an Amazon link and a coupon code for you guys with that. So I just got the package today. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't even know what's in there, but I've seen other brand ambassadors open hers, and there's going to be tips, monomer, and a few nudes and pinks. So I'm so excited. There might be an acrylic brush in there too. I can't remember. I'm not sure, like what I've seen other people open. But so a legit acrylic company. My wife brought me bugles, so I had to show you. Have you guys had those caramel bugles? If not, go get them and put them in your mouth right now. Those are delicious. Okay, I'm addicted to those, flat out. So this is that's the little announcement I had for you guys. I hope anything I show you, any products I show you, I have seen a few of you guys comment that this or that has helped you, or you've bought this or that, which I just love. I love teaching. I love helping people. If you can't tell, this is in real time. Hello, Slowpoke. So this is how the nails were looking. I wanted to say that, and that was my little news. And whenever I say Slowpoke, I want to ask you guys, if you're my age, do you guys remember watching the cartoon Speedy Gonzales? So I can't even say Speedy Gonzales without saying Speedy Gonzales. Because I don't remember if it's Warner Brothers or not, but Speedy Gonzales, I'm sure you guys all know who I mean, the little cartoon character. Well, do you remember his cousin, Slowpoke Rodriguez? Okay, guys, so whenever I'm in traffic and someone is driving really slow, I call them Slowpoke or Rodriguez. So if you ever hear me say Slowpoke Rodriguez, that's what I'm referring to, is that cartoon. I'm not being racist or something terrible, but let me know if you've seen that cartoon and if you have little kid memories of that. So, all right, I had been in my nail room a long time when I did this set. And when it was time to file them, I went inside because I wanted to watch TV and hang out with my wife. And so I have a different lighting, different table, different angle. And I thought this angle actually came out pretty cool. You can actually see where my file is. But as I was watching this video back, I get motion sickness really bad, you guys. Like, if I look down at my phone when someone else is driving, or we're going on a curvy road, or we put the car in reverse or anything like that, I get motion sickness. Literally, this angle was giving me motion sickness. Watching it back, I thought, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have recorded it like that, because some of you guys might have that problem too. So let me know if you like this angle, if I should not do this again. So I started in with this NOTPOLISH file, which I love, and I have files set aside that I just use on myself. So when I start the filing part of a set, you guys, and if you see a file that's looking like used up a little bit, that's because it's my file. I'm using it only on myself, no clients. They have their own little file containers. But after I picked up my, I think it's a Zule file I use next after this, which is an 80 grit instead of 100 grit, things started speeding up a little better because I didn't realize this file was so dull, and it was 100 grit, not 80. Okay, and then also, you'll see when I get to the index finger, I left this in, and I left it in real time so you guys could see the struggle. And I want you guys to think that, because most videos and tutorials, and I thought this for a long time when I was first watching and learning, that there aren't struggles. Like, I could not figure out the right angle to hold my index finger at. Of course, if I were doing a set on myself that was a real set that wasn't pop-off, I would just go in with the file and it wouldn't matter what angle I was holding it at, because I don't have to worry about it popping off. But if you guys are doing videos or tutorials or shaping or learning, and you're doing the pop-off method, if you put any pressure in any wrong direction when you're filing, it's going to pop off, and then you're going to have to glue it back on, and then it's not going to look right, and woo-de-woo. I didn't know at this point that this pop-off method was not going to pop off for me, or else I would have just went in all the way and filed as normal, like as if they were a real set. But I was afraid they were going to pop off at any moment, even though I wasn't feeling that. So you'll see the strange angles I had to use on this index finger, but I left it in because, again, I want you guys to know, like, when we watch these videos, they're edited, and a lot of times we edit that stuff out because who wants to watch someone struggling instead of just seeing the process? But I left it in, so you can just fast forward if that gets boring. And the rest of the filing is self-explanatory. You guys keep your file straight. I'll jump back on if I see anything that I need to explain. Okay, I thought of something to say, of course. So as I'm watching this back, I can see my other nails. Like, look at the middle finger there. It looks like it doesn't need any shaping, right? Isn't that annoying, you guys? You think you do your application perfect, and oh, I'm not gonna have to shape these very much because look how good the application was. Or like when you look at the set, just when you're done, and like those fingers haven't been filed yet, and they look like they don't need any filing, and then you have to spend an hour filing. That's just frustrating, right? I also want to let you guys know, if you see me whack the fingernail with the file, I'm just tapping off the dust. I'm usually have it in double time, like the video sped up twice, so you guys might not notice me whacking the nail, but now that it's slowed down, you can probably see it. So that's just what I do. I don't do that to clients, I just do that to myself, just to whack the dust off. Really, you guys, if this gets boring, fast forward. Okay, so when I did that poll and asked you guys, 100% of people that voted said they wanted longer videos, like more real time, more of the, you know, the reality stuck in there. So really, if this gets boring, just fast forward through it, because look how long I have been on this nail. Like, so annoying, and I'm not even done. So yeah, the struggle is real. I used to watch, and I still watch, other tutorials, and they kind of jump to the end or only show one finger, and I do that too. You know, you don't want to have a really long, tedious video, but it isn't reality. Like, there is a lot of filing and a lot of weird angles and struggles, and we all do it. We all go through it. I'm still learning. I'm definitely not perfect. I mean, I learn something new like every day. And I love sharing it with other people too. I also talk to some other nail techs, like on Instagram, like we, you know, DM each other, and I learn a lot of stuff that way too, about products. We share ideas, and I even have, see, there's the whack I'm talking about. I even have a couple things in the works where I might be swapping products with some other techs, which I wanted to do for a while, because I have a lot of stuff that I sit on, you know, that I don't need. Not that I don't like it, but like for example, chisel acrylics. I love them. They work great. But since I've bought those, I've bought the same colors in Not Polish. And I know, if, let's just say this mint green that I've used in this set, I have the same mint green in chisel. So I didn't need to buy the Not Polish mint green, but I did. And I would pick up either one and use it with just as much confidence. So I wouldn't trade or send something to somebody that I wouldn't use myself. And so then I think, well, why don't I run out of the Not Polish mint and keep the chisel, so if I don't have to buy another Not Polish mint. But that's not most likely what I'll do. Most likely I'll forget that chisel is there and buy myself another mint in Not Polish. So anyway, it would be cool to swap products, because then I could try different brands. Here I've sped it up because I'm still on that finger. Anyway, I just think the nail community is amazing. I have learned so much, found so much support, and I just think it's cool always to keep it real anyway. So I love that you guys voted. I love that you guys asked for longer and more detailed application and tutorial and all of that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna let this filing play out. I think I stop here in a while. Oh no, in a minute I'm gonna show you guys the first e-file I ever bought. So I have two e-files, you guys. I have one, they're both Melody Susie. My Melody Susie desk e-file that I keep on my desk is not a battery-powered one. It's one that you plug into the wall, and it is a lamp and an e-file combo from Melody Susie. So it's turned around toward the client, so the client can stick their hand in it, and the e-file cord that you use is facing you. So it's designed well. The cord gets in my way sometimes, but that's because my desk drawer has knobs on it, so the cord gets wrapped around the knobs. That's not Melody Susie's fault. Anyway, that drill has served me very, very well. It's super powerful. I never, ever turn it up all the way. Even when it's going super fast and I'm taking down a set and it's on 17, it's only up halfway. It's never skipped. It doesn't make noise. It's a really, really good machine. The light is powerful. It has the 90-degree low heat setting and 30 and 60 degree, and the e-file goes up to 35 RPM, I believe. And I know that like Kiara Sky e-file, if you put it on 4, it's like a Melody Susie 7, like it's much more powerful, but it does exactly what I need it to. Plus I was a beginner when I bought it. I got it on sale for after tax like $109, and I'm talking about my desktop model that plugs into the wall that doesn't run on a battery. That was my second e-file. My first e-file that I ever bought, I got it off, I believe, Amazon, and it is also a Melody Susie, and it's one that you've seen 100 times, the little white battery powered cordless one. And whenever I'm doing it, like if I want to go outside my nail room or I want to go in the house, because I don't know if you guys know, but my nail room is a separate standalone like building outside my house. It used to be a shed, but we completely remodeled it with electrical and plumbing and everything. And I do have a couple of videos on my channel and TikTok and Instagram and everything, like little nail room tours if you want to see it. But I have my own little studio outside. So if I want to take my filing process inside, I'll pick up my little Melody Susie portable drill and bring it inside. And I tell you, it has all the same features except the lamp as the desktop model, but it runs on a battery. I've had it for 3 years. If you take care of your stuff, you like always dust off, like I mentioned in my last video or showed in my last video, dust off your e-files, make sure, use those little protectors, make sure dust doesn't get in your handpiece. Never, ever, ever drop your e-file or your handpiece, and just take care of it. It'll last forever. So I have had this one that I'm getting ready to show you here in a few minutes for 3 years. It goes up to 35 RPM. It's quiet. I know it's not a sleek, really nice, you know, Kiara Sky model or whatever, but it works fine for me. So if you guys see this e-file, I would recommend getting one. I think they're called the Stephanie now, like they have different names now, whereas when I got mine several years ago, I don't think it had like a name. I show you guys the bottom so you can see like the wattage and or RPM, I don't know what it is. Here it comes right here, so you'll see what I'm talking about. It has forward and reverse. This is 3 years old, you guys, and it's just in perfect condition. So, and it serves me well. She's a little batty, and so I'm using this e-file now instead of the one in my nail room that you usually see me using. So I have it on a speed of 8,000 RPMs because all I am doing is sealing the cuticle. When I'm running my e-file in my other videos, you guys, where I'm taking down a set and I have it like on 15, it's because I'm taking down a set. I'm trying to remove acrylic. But here I usually run it at like an 8 or a 10 to do this because I've done all of my filing and shaping with my hand file. Here I'm only using this medium barrel safety bit from NOTPOLISH to remove the scratches that I made with the file, to smooth it out, and to seal my cuticles. So I'm just going to run over the top of the nails real quick on kind of a lower speed to just basically buff that out. I don't really like using a buffer, like a really fine grit buffer, like the Profiles Backstage Sponge buffers or the Tammy Taylor buffers. I don't normally use that unless I'm going to do nail art, stickers, or matte top coat if I need a really smooth surface, because when you're going to go in with your gel polish, it needs a rougher surface to adhere. And if you don't leave it a little rough, like this is going to leave it, if you buff it out too smooth, you're going to apply your top coat and you're going to immediately see like puddles, like it's going to start separating because your polish doesn't have anything to adhere to. So I'm not going to buff these afterwards. This is going to be my final step as far as like creating the set. So after this, I'm going to wash my hands, dry my hands, and then I'm going to use Swipe just to make sure before I top coat that there's no soap or oils or anything on my hands after I wash them. And there's just the shape. I just thought that nail was just looking super fly. So I paused it there. Oh my gosh, after hours of work, it feels good to look at a set that you like. And I really did like this set. It is disappointing too when you post something and you think, oh my god, these are fire. I finally got it down. Look at my shaping, boop, boop, boop. And you get like 11 likes. And then the set that you thought was really ugly gets a whole bunch of likes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys, I have a point I was getting to. Here's how the nails are looking after my hands are washed. So I'm done. I'm ready to go into top coat. So I'm just showing you the ombres, the blends came out great. I love the colors, the shape, those Chiara Sky tips. If you keep your acrylic in the shape of those tips, you can't go wrong. Those tips are badass. And I wish I could keep these on. I'm gonna go in with a McCart top coat because I love Gloss It from Not Polish, but I don't need to use it on a set that I'm gonna take off. Like, that's expensive. I like to use it on my clients. So this McCart top coat is great. It looks beautiful. It goes on really easy. It's nice and slim, or not so thick. I was going to say I wish when I got to wear these for a few days, I didn't knock them into anything. I didn't, injure my grandkids. Nothing bad happened with these on, and I just wish I could wear nails like this all the time. Full-length baddies. So these are them out of the light. And guess what? I went all the way back to my nail room to do these, put them on the top, and I just wanted to show you guys I was out of frame the whole time. So I'm so sorry about that. And then after I was finished with this set, I realized that I missed a couple of the beads or pearls in the center of these flowers. So sorry to come to such an abrupt end here, you guys, but I am done. I will try to do better next time being in frame when I'm doing, putting bling or art or whatever on. So here's how they're looking. Here's my little TikTok at the end. I took the music out so we don't get copyrighted. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you loved it. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will be posting the other tutorials on the gel polishes that I mentioned, and then letting you guys know what brand ambassadorship I got that I'm so excited for. So I hope you guys loved it. Please, again, subscribe, you guys. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed, please click subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and I'd love to see you back. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.